Hello and welcome to Raus IAS. I am Pooja and this is Daily News Simplified for the date 16 December 2023. So for today's discussion, we have taken 6 important topics, 4 of which are for prelims examination and 2 of which are for mains examination, right? For prelims, the first news is regarding Oman. It's a location based question. Now this is in news because the Sultan of Oman is on a visit to India. The second question is regarding by-elections. Now, this is in news because there is a constituency in Maharashtra which is lying vacant because of a death of its sitting member of parliament. So, the High Court of Maharashtra has asked the Election Commission of India to fill up that vacant seat by conducting by-election. So, we will see about this topic. The third question is regarding G7 countries. As you know, G7 countries is an important informal group of countries and which is important for our UPSC examination, right? The fourth question is regarding permafrost thawing. So this is an important topic and this is a consequence of climate change and with particular reference to Arctic regions which are warming more than other regions of the world, right? Now for mains examination, we have picked one article on artificial intelligence. And this article is regarding the regulation of artificial intelligence globally and also in India. And this is surrounding the debate of advancement in artificial technology, that is the innovation versus the safety considerations due to the advancement of AI, right? And the second topic is regarding the mechanization of farm sector, which is an important constituent for increasing agricultural productivity in the country, right? So before we start our session, if you like our video, give us a thumbs up and comment and also share our video because it gives us motivation to produce good content for you. So now let's start our discussion. The first MCQ for today is based on this article which appeared on the editorial section of The Hindu. Now basically this article is regarding, which I told you, the Sultan of Oman is on visit to India, right? So before it, let's see the location of Oman. Now you can see this is Oman, right? This is a Gulf country or a country in the Middle East, right? We can say Oman is located in West Asia or in Middle East. It is a Gulf country, right? So if you see the location of Oman, it holds a strategic location as it is surrounded by, it lies near Persian Gulf and Arabian Sea, right? Gulf of Oman. And if we see this map, if you see the second map, this is Strait of Hormuz. And this is an important choke point which connects Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman and also Arabian Sea, right? So we can see that Oman is lying at a strategic position in the Arabian Sea, right? Now, if we talk about this article, Oman is an important country for us, right? Especially in the engagement in Gulf nations with the Gulf nations. And also Oman is important for the energy security of the country as India import significant amount of oil from Oman. And the relationship between India and Oman are quite cordial, right? Also, there are security partnership, right, or defense collaboration between Oman and India. This can be seen in terms of military exercises between these two countries, right? Also, there is a vast presence of Indian diaspora in Oman, which contribute to the forex, and this also indicates or this also strengthens the soft power of India in the Gulf nations, right? And if we talk about another importance of Oman is that Oman can be a gateway for India for its access to gain access to West Asia and also to Europe. For this, there is a proposed India Middle East Europe connectivity line, right? When if it is materialized, India can gain access to Middle East countries, Gulf countries, and also to Europe, right? And following the visit of Sultan to India, there are some important sectors on which there can be partnership between Oman and India, or the partnership between these two countries can be strengthened. These sectors are the collaboration in the space sectors, right? And the collaboration in the mining or exploration of rare or strategic minerals between these two countries, right? So in general, this is the crux of this article, right? Now, let's come again to the map. in this map we already saw that Oman is a country, is a country in the Middle East. It lies between Persian Gulf and Arabian Sea, right? Or Gulf of Oman. And if we see the second map, you can see one location here. This is Musandam Peninsula. I can write it for you. Let me write it. Musandam Peninsula, right? So this peninsula, this is a part of Oman. But see, it is separated by UAE. Directly it is not connected to Oman. But this peninsula lies in between Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman, right? And we can also say this is southwards to the Strait of Hormuz, right? And in this map, we also see one thing that, see, this is the location of Red Sea. If you can, let me change the color of the pen. See, this is the location of Red Sea. And this is the location of Mediterranean Sea, right? And if we look on the location of Saudi Arabia is the only country here in this map which shares a border with both Red Sea as well as Persian Gulf, right? So, based on this information, let us solve our practice question for the day. Now, why we have taken this question is that because UPSC asks questions regarding various geographical locations in news, okay? And this question is also important for your IR perspective. As in the year 2016, we found a question on Gulf Cooperation Council, right? Now, let's solve this question. The question says that Persian Gulf is connected to the Gulf of Oman by the Strait of Hormuz. Now, as we saw in the location, this is correct. This statement is correct, right? So, let's proceed to our second statement, which says that Musandam Peninsula is situated between Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Now, we already saw the location of this peninsula, right? This peninsula, this is located between Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman, right? It is not located between Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. So, our second statement would be incorrect, right? And the third statement says that Saudi Arabia is the only country with a coastline along both Red Sea and Persian Gulf. So, we already saw this in the location. This is a correct statement. As the question asked, how many of the statements given above is or are correct? The correct answer would be only 2, as 2 statements are correct, right? Now, let's move on to the second question of the day, which is regarding by-elections, right? Now, see what happened. A member of parliament of Pune constituency in Maharashtra, he died in March 2023, right? And since March 2023, more than 6 months have been passed, right? And that Pune constituency is vacant. That is, there is no sitting member of parliament in that constituency, okay? Now, there is a demand that there should be by-elections to fill that constitutional post, right? In the Pune constituency of Maharashtra. In that sense, the Bombay High Court has instructed or has asked the Election Commission of India to conduct election to that vacant seat as soon as possible or immediately, right? Now, let's understand what are by-elections. Now, we all know general elections to the Lok Sabha, which are conducted after every 5 years, right? Now, if we talk about by-elections, this is a special provision of elections, and this only occurs in the case when there is a vacancy in a seat. This vacancy can be in state legislature, right? That is in the election of MLAs. This vacancy of seat can be in, say, Rajya Sabha and in Lok Sabha, right? And how is this vacancy caused? This vacancy can be caused in certain cases, say, death of a sitting MP. Other cases can be, say, the sitting MP or MLA has resigned from his post, right? In that sense also. The third reason can be the disqualification of that MP or MLA from that seat, okay? In these cases, there can be vacancy in a seat, right? And how is this vacancy going to be filled? For that, there are rules. Now, where are these rules written? These rules are in the Representation of People Act 1951, right? So, in a particular article or section 9 of Representation of People Act 1951, there are rules regarding by-elections. Now see, let's understand what are these rules. The rule is that no seat, if left vacant, cannot be left vacant for more than 6 months, right? That is, no seat should be left vacant for more than 6 months. But clearly in the case of Pune, we are seeing that the seat is left for more than 6 months. The seat is vacant for more than 6 months. But see, there is an exception also. There is an exception. Okay. So earlier we saw that no seat should be left vacant for more than 6 months. And in order to fill the seat, there should be by elections, right? But there are some exceptions also. What is the first exception? The first exception is that if the term period for that particular seat, if the remaining term period is less than 1 year, right? If the remaining term period for this seat is less than 1 year, in that case, election cannot be conducted, right? Or the second exception is that, say, it is the Election Commission of India. It can not conduct by election in such seat if it feels that it is very difficult to conduct election to that seat, and this can happen for some security reasons. Say, if there is an insurgency in northeast, right? In that case, if any seat is vacant, Election Commission of India can cite that there is difficulty to conduct elections, so there can be no by elections, right? Or so in the case of security, that is, for the security reasons, this can be not conducted elections, right? So these are some of the provisions, some of the exceptions, or some of the rules regarding by elections, right? Now, having seen this information, now let us solve our practice question for the day. Now, why we have taken this question is that the procedures of elections, or the election commission as a body, is important for our UPSC examination. We have seen multiple questions regarding this theme, and in the year 2020, we saw this particular question. Now let's solve this practice question, which says that consider the following statements about by-elections in India. The first statement is, in the case of Rajya Sabha, in a by-election, the elected member has a term of 6 years. Now see, this statement is incorrect. Now why? Because in the case of by-election, whether it is to Rajya Sabha, which is a permanent house, whether these elections are to Lok Sabha or to state legislatures, any newly elected members will only be elected for the remainder period, right? For only remaining period and not for a full term. That's why this statement is incorrect, because it should be only for the remaining period. So let's move on to second statement, which says that in case of Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies, the by-election has to be held within a period of 6 months from the time the seat falls vacant. So this is what we saw earlier, and this is a correct statement, right? Now let's move on to our third statement, which says that the Election Commission has been given the power to not conduct by-elections if it independently certifies that it is difficult to hold election. Now see, Election Commission has this power to certify that it is difficult to hold election, but this power cannot be exercised independently. For this, the Election Commission has to consult with union government, right? So with the concurrence of union government and Election Commission, the commission can certify, or it can certify that it is difficult to hold an election, right? So this statement becomes incorrect. Now, as our question asked, how many of the statement given above is or are correct? Our correct answer would be only one, right? Now, let's move on to our third topic for the day, which is our third MCQ, which is inspired by this news article, which appeared on page number 11 of the Hindu. Now, the context of this news article is that the G7 group of countries have extended, or have put a ban on import of Russian diamonds, right? So it is a slew of ban which G7 countries have imposed on Russia right through the right through the onset of Russia-Ukraine war, right? So now this ban is on the diamond which are 1 carat or more than 1 carat, right? Now, as you must be aware of this fact that India is a major hub for diamond processing. 90 to 95% of global diamonds in the world are processed in India, right? So in one sense, this ban could also impact India because the raw diamonds from Russia are first brought to India and then they are processed and then they are exported or sold into global markets, right? But if there is a ban on Russian diamonds, the Indian government has said that this ban is not going to hurt India because presently the majority of the Russian diamonds which India processes is less than 1 carat, right? Around 0.5 carats or around it. So India says that India is not going to be impacted from this ban or moratorium. So in this news article, let's see some more facts about G7 countries, right? And then we will solve a question on it. Okay, if we talk about G7 countries, G7 is an informal group of industrialized country, right? It is not a formal group, it's an informal group of major economies in the world. So what are the countries? As the name implies, G7, that is group of 7 countries, right? These countries are United States, Canada, right? Other countries, other members are United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan. Okay, so these are 7 countries, and in these meetings of G7 are held annually, right? And even European Union, the members of European Union uh, can assess these meetings, right? Can oversee or they can to some extent participate in these meetings, right? But see, G7 is an informal organization, informal grouping, and it has been formed by a treaty. So it does not have a permanent secretariat, right? It does not have a permanent secretariat, right? So these are some of the facts relating to G7 countries. And now let's solve this question regarding it. Now, why we've taken this question is that because UPSC asks questions regarding various international groupings or organization, right? As in the year 2020, we saw this particular question, which was regarding the members of G20. Now, let's solve this question regarding G7. The permanent secretariat of G7 is located in Paris. This is an incorrect statement, as I already told you that G7 does not have a permanent secretariat. The second statement is that most of the G7 countries have high level of gross debt. This is a correct statement as major economies in G7, say Japan, have debt more than 200 times the GDP of Japan. Other countries which have enormous amount of debt are say US, Italy and other countries, right? So this statement is correct. The third statement is recently a pandemic fund was introduced for pandemic prevention and response by G7. So yeah, this is also a correct statement regarding G7, right? It was this fund was proposed in the year 2021, right? So this is the correct statement. Now, as the question asked, which of the statement given above is or are correct? So the correct answer would be 2 and 3 only, option C, right? Now let's move on to our final MCQ for the day, which is regarding this news article which appeared on the explained section of Indian Express. Now this news article is regarding the uh, the rising climate change, the ongoing climate change, and the rising temperatures globally and particularly in the Arctic region, right? Now, as we saw that 2023 has been the warmest year on record, right? Warmest year on record, and the global warming in Arctic is 4 times as compared to warming of other regions of the world. So Arctic is warming around 4 times more than the normal regions of the world, right? And apart from other things which can happen as a result of this warming is permafrost thawing. So thawing means melting. Okay. So what is permafrost? See, permafrost is a sublayer, is a layer of soil, or it is a sublayer of soil which consists of ice particles. If you see this image, so this is permafrost, and this can occur on the land surface as well as it can occur in the ocean bed, right? This is ocean bed and permafrost can occur here also, right? So this is a sublayer of soil which remains frozen throughout the year. That is, the temperature of the sublayer of soil is less than 0 degrees centigrade for a period of more than 2 years, right? If the temperature of any sublayer is less than 0 degrees centigrade for the period of more than 2 years or more, then it is classified as permafrost, right? So apart from this ice crystals, this soil consists of say sand, gravels and other soil particles, right? Now what happens that if the Arctic is warming, this layer of soil is because it contains ice particles, so it is melting, right? So you can see this image here. Now as a result, what are the consequences? The consequences are that this region of soil, it also contains organic matter, right? And now when the ice is thawing or when the ice is melting, this organic matter, see, it become exposed. When this matter becomes exposed, then it starts degrading, okay, because of microbial action, right? And when it starts degrading, then there is the release of greenhouse gases, importantly carbon dioxide and methane. So it results into release of it is a huge storehouse of these greenhouse gases, and it result into release of these gases into atmosphere. Now this results at a feedback loop as this region becomes warmer because of the presence of the heating potential of these gases, right? Now this is all about, this is an important fact about permafrost thawing, right? Now based on it, we have formed today's question. Now this topic is important for our for regarding the theme climate change and its impact on the critical geographical features, right? Based on this theme, also on resources, right? Based on this theme, in the year 2019, we found this question which was regarding methane hydrates, right? Now let's solve this question. The question says that with reference to permafrost, consider the following statements. The first statement is permafrost thawing is a result of low temperatures around Arctic regions. So this is an incorrect statement, as permafrost thawing is as a result of increasing temperature or high temperatures around Arctic regions, right? The second statement is thawing of permafrost regions can be a major source of greenhouse gaseous emissions. As we already saw, this can result into emission of greenhouse gases, right? So this is a correct statement. The third statement says that permafrost thawing can lead to glacial lake outburst floods, GLOFs. That is the burst of glacial lakes, right? So this is a correct statement, as this could be a consequence of melting ice in a large geographical extent. This can lead to the formation of glacial lakes, and ultimately these glacial lake can burst, right? And which can lead to GLOFs, right? So this is a correct statement. Now one more thing, if we see the location of permafrost, majorly it is located in Arctic regions, right? And this is also located in the tundra region, in the regions, in the countries Russia, China, we can see it, in Alaska region of USA, Greenland, and this permafrost is also present in the Himalayan region of India, okay? So these shaded regions in purple color are the locations regarding permafrost, right? Now, as the question asked, how many of the above statements are correct? The correct answer would be only 2, right? Now, we have discussed our prelims questions. Now, let's move on to our mains questions. Mains the articles. So, the first article for today's discussion is inspired by this news article which appeared on the explained section of Indian Express. Now, this article is regarding artificial intelligence, the need for its regulation, right? Now, if we talk about artificial, as we know that 21st century, right? Artificial intelligence has been a landmark achievement or an important advancement of 21st century, right? But see, as this technology is advancing further, it has various consequences or associated challenges, right? Which needs, which causes, or which ask for regulations of AI technology, right? So let's see this article, which is about artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Nuances of it. Secondly, it deals about what is the applications of artificial intelligence, right? What are the concerns regarding artificial intelligence, and what is the way forward? With a special focus to the theme of this news article, which is on GPAI, which is General Partnership on Artificial Intelligence, a multilateral initiative of some countries, and this is also regarding the recently adopted New Delhi Declaration on AI, right? So we will be dealing with all these aspects as we proceed further in this article, right? Now, this topic is important for our GS Paper 3 Science and Technology under the syllabus head, that is awareness in the fields of IT, computers, technology, IPR, among others, right? And based on this theme of AI, this year only 2023, we found this question was asked, introduce the concept of AI and other questions, right, regarding AI. Now, let's proceed further and see this topic. Now, if we talk about artificial intelligence, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence means creating computers or computer programs, right? Computer algorithm software programs that mimic human intelligence, right? Now, see, one important difference between human intelligence and artificial intelligence is the ability of general intelligence in human. Now, what is general intelligence? Say, we humans have cognitive ability, right? Based on which we can perceive, based on which we can think, right? We can make decisions, we can solve problems, right? So, this is only possible because of the neural connections in our brain, right? The neural pathways or neural networks, like in the way the neurons process information, it connects dot, right? So this is general intelligence in human, and this can be subjected to IQ of an individual, right? His education and his social interaction, right? Now, what does artificial intelligence aims to do is mimic this human intelligence, right? Such that artificial intelligence also gets the ability to think, ability to say make decisions, ability to solve problems, right? In the similar manner human does, right? But see, one important difference between AI and humans is this general intelligence, which AI is still advancing towards it, right? Presently, AI works on the data which is fed into it, right? It processes a huge amount of data based on which it makes decisions, right? But human can make decisions based on his intelligence and perceive, based on how we perceive external environment, right? And based on it, humans can solve problems which are unique, right? Humans can solve unique problems or unknown problems which an AI cannot solve, right? Because AI can only solve those problems for which it has sufficient information, right? But now, as AI advances further, it is moving towards artificial general intelligence, right? This in future we will see when we have advanced humanoids who can think or perceive like humans, right? Now, this is the general introduction of AI. Now, let's see how does AI work, right? How does AI work? AI work on the basis of algorithm or based on the advancement in machine learning, say deep learning, natural language processing, among others, right? So these are the basic technologies behind AI, how AI functions. Now, if we talk about these technologies, let me give you a brief idea regarding it. Say machine learning. What is machine learning? As I already told you, AI works by collaborating a vast amount of data, right? So this is known as machine learning. That is, AI has a vast collection of data set, right? So AI collects data. Based on this AI, based on this data, AI analyzes the patterns, right? It analyzes the patterns in the data. Based on it makes prediction, right? And further, AI improvises itself by reiterating the pattern or by repeating the pattern again and again. Now this we can see by an example. Say there is a video game. There is a bot who wants to master the game of chess, right? So this bot will assess the data sets regarding the rules of chess. It will play that game again and again, and after after the repetition of these steps multiple times, it will improvise itself and become an expert or master in the rules of chess, right? So this is how machine learning works, right? Now let's see what is deep learning. Now see, deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So if this is machine learning, this is a subset of machine learning, which is deep learning, right? So how does deep learning work? Deep learning works on the pattern of based on artificial neural networks, right? So as we know that, as I already told you, how does human brain works? By connecting the dots in various neurons, right? So similar to human brain, there are artificial neural networks. What are these? These are the collection of algorithms. So what does AI do? AI passes on information, right? It exchanges information between these neural networks, these artificial neural networks, same as the human brain does with neurons, right? So by processing this information, AI, this is known as deep learning, and based on which it can solve complex problems akin or similar to humans, right? So this is the foundation of advanced AI, right? Advanced AI systems. Now there is one more thing. Say what natural language processing, right? So what is natural language processing? Natural language processing is the way in which computers interact with humans, with us, right? Say there is a how does computer interact with us? Say there is an input we have given to it, which is in the form of, say, text, say audio, right? Now the computer system or its ALU, or say it will algorithm will process the information and it will give us output in the language in which we have given it the instruction. If we want it in English language, say it will give us back into this language. That is the ability of computer to understand or to perceive human language and then give it and give us the inputs on the same language. It can give us in different language also, and that is the basis of translation, right? So this is the basic foundation of natural language processing, right? And now some other things which you should know about AI is that types of AI. One type of AI is unimodal AI, right? So unimodal AI are those AI systems which are designed to perform some specific task, as they can take only one type of input, right? Say the earlier version of Chat GPT, I think you all have used it. So in Chat GPT, what you do, if you want, you type any text, right? You type it in the form of text, and then you get information in the form of text, right? Or if you want to code, you can give the command in form of text only, right? So that it is using only one type of input, right? And if we see now, there is an advanced version of Chat GPT, right? GPT-5, I think. And there are other multimodal AI models which can take inputs at the same time in the form of, say, text, in the form of, the inputs can be, say, in the form of text, in the form of audio, in the form of video, right? So it can take multiple input to give us wider range of results. And what is the advantage of it? That as it is utilizing various sources of inputs, our results will be more advanced, right? It would be more accurate. So this is a multimodal AI. Now if I talk about ChatGPT, what is ChatGPT? It is an example of generative AI, right? Generative AI. So what is generative AI? Generative AI is a type of AI which is able to generate a new form of information a unique content, okay, and based on some inputs, and this unique content can be in the form of text, audio, video, right? So these are generative videos, quotes, music, okay. So this is what generative AI do. It is able to create unique content, and this it does with the help of machine learning, deep learning, as well as natural language processing, right? These are all the techniques, technologies behind it. Now we have seen this. These are the basics regarding AI technology. Now let's quickly see what are the applications of AI, right? Now first let's see an important sector, which is healthcare, right? Now since we have seen that AI works on data, right? Data is fed into AI. So if there is a huge repository of data, say the advanced AI based systems which you see in your smartwatches. There are wearable devices, right? Like smartwatches, like fitness bands. These can check the vitals of your body, vital information, and these information, based on these vitals collected from your body, you can get some information. This can be some dietary information, right? Dietary recommendations. It can be an information regarding any kind of risk which a person is facing, right? And if we feed the health data of any patient to the AI system, then what AI system is capable of? So first application would be AI system is capable of making predictions regarding the health profile, that is regarding the risk an individual faces, right? This risk can be regarding any emerging diseases based on the health profile, based on the data of that patient, right? And this can help in diagnosis, right? This can help in diagnosis, clinical diagnosis to that patient. So another application in healthcare is virtual chatbots, right? So these are virtual assistant which can help people which can help people in the first line of treatment. For example, say if there is a remote location where an AI based chatbot can be accessed through internet, right? In that case, that person can seek primary level health information, right? Primary level health guidelines, right? With the help of AI chatbot, right? And this is particularly important for India because if we compare the ratio of doctors to the population of India, so for 1 lakh population of India there are 64 doctors only, and global average is 150 doctors per 1 lakh population of India. So these virtual chatbots being as the primary line of treatment, right? Some advisory information it can give. So this could be particularly beneficial for India owing to the shortage of health infrastructure in the country, right? Another thing is medical imaging. AI can help in medical imaging, that it can see MRI, CT scan, right, of the person, and based on it, it can detect the early onset of diseases, say like cancer, like blood disorders, and other diseases, right? Another thing is AI related, say robots, right? AI related robots, AI enabled robots can perform surgery, right? Robotic surgery. So this is one of the advantages of AI. And another thing, so these are the important advancement of AI in healthcare, right? Now let's see another sector, which is education sector, right? So in education sector, what are the applications of AI? Say if we take an example of chat GPT, right? So the AI applications like this can be used to create content, right? So this kind of content can be creative. So we can create creative content, text content, video content, based on which the learning process can be simplified for the learners as well as for the teachers, right? So this can help in personalized learning, right? In the advanced state, you can see humanoids, that is robots like humans, which can assist students in the classrooms, right? And the daily application of AI which we see in education sector is, we all have used Grammarly, right? Have you used Grammarly? So Grammarly is an application which auto corrects your text, right? So these are some of the uses of AI in agriculture. One another thing, this can be used in grading. You're grading the answer sheets, right? Previously, it was used to check or evaluate MCQs, but now there have been advancement and text like essay like papers can also be evaluated using this AI, right? So this can help enormously in order to provide affordable and inclusive education, right? So this is the impact. Now let's see its impact other sectors like say agriculture sector, right? So for agriculture sector, if there are AI based sensors, right? Plus say they are AI based drones, right? And if they map the if they map any agricultural field of any person, and if it find out the vitals like say temperature plus environment, say temperature of that particular place, say humidity, right, say presence of moisture in the soil, right, and if this is coupled with the weather imagery or weather forecast or satellite imagery, weather forecast and satellite imagery, if this data is coupled, this can lead to smart solutions for farmers, right, which can help in precision agriculture. That is, farmer will be able to know how much input they should apply on their agriculture, on their fields, right? This input can be regarding the seeds, regarding the application of fertilizers, pesticides, regarding which crops to grow in which season based on the forecast given by all these parameters. This is one application. The second application is in the harvesting of crops. So there can be humanoid like robots, or there can be some machines which can be used in place of humans for harvesting the crops, right? Or for say sprinkling fertilizers, like there can be some drones which can sprinkle fertilizers or pesticides, right? Say drones, AI based drones. And the third thing is that post harvest also it can help agriculture. Now agriculture is just one particular application for it, but the large application is that AI can help in managing supply chain and logistics, right? So in the category of supply chain and logistics, AI can help in efficient management of warehouses, right? Efficient by tracking inventories, right? By tracking the logistics, right? Tracking the logistics. So by checking if there is any fault in the inventory. So these are some of the applications, okay, in agriculture sector, and also this can help in supply chain and management, right, and logistics. Now the third important sector is say defense sector, defense and security sector, right? So in the defense and security sector, where can AI be used? AI can be used in monitoring and surveillance, right? For this, AI based sensors can be used on smart fences. There are smart fences, right? In the LOC or LAC, like in the frontier grounds, like say in the north of India, like in LOC and LAC only, line of control and line of actual control. So there these AI based technologies can be deployed. And recently there was an software, AI based software, Agni D, right? Agni, it's Agni. So this is a software that can be integrated into the surveillance system of military or defense surveillance systems. This AI, this software can track any movement across the border. That is the movement of people, the movement of fleet, the movement of vehicles, movement of missiles, right? So this can track this movement. So this can be an important device for surveillance and monitoring, and this will help reducing the casualties in the border, right? Another thing is use of drones, right? So AI enabled drones can be used to monitor the remote areas or tough terrains, right? And this can be used to make maps or routes, right? And this can be used for any surveillance purpose also, right? And as a tactical weapons also, AI enabled drones. Also, there AI can be used as autonomous weapon systems. What are autonomous weapon systems? These are those systems which work. These are like self-operating weapon systems, right? So these can prevent casualties in the army, right? So these are some of the uses of AI in defense. Now, if we talk about broader framework of security in airports, there can be some facial recognition technology, right? It can also help in cyber security AI, right? So in cyber security, AI enabled softwares can detect the presence of malwares, right? So early threat of malwares hidden in any program, in any software can be detected by AI, right? And it can be also used to launch an offensive. That is, a cyber security attack can be launched with the help of AI, right? So these are some of the applications of AI. One important sector is left. Um, mm, mm, right. So let's see the applications of AI in space sector, right? So let me quickly finish it. So in the space sector, there can be like smart landing, right? So for example, in 2020, the Perseverance rover of NASA, right? When it was landing on the surface of Mars, it used a smart AI enabled landing system to locate the safe zone where it could land on the Martian surface, right? So smart landing for smart landing, and it can be used for maneuvering, like any satellite. If it is fixed on any satellite or any spacecraft, it can maneuver or it can detect the presence of space debris, right? So it can maneuver itself smartly, right? And it can be also used in astrobiology. So what is astrobiology? Astrobiology means it is the application. Astrobiology, the major function of astrobiology is to find the presence of any biosignature. What is biosignature? Biosignature is that is the presence of any, say, any element, any molecule which can indicate the presence of life, right? In any extraterrestrial, presence of any extraterrestrial life, right? So, for example, for the planet Earth, oxygen can be a bioindicator. Methane can be a bioindicator. So, this can be deployed and on any missions. These AI-based sensors can be deployed on any missions to find whether there is a presence of biosignature in these same in these systems, in these satellites, in these moons. Say it can be employed on the moon of to find the presence of life on the moon of Saturn, right? So these are some of the applications. Also, now if we have seen the applications, now let's see, if these are the applications, what is the need for regulation of AI? Now why do we want to regulate AI, right? So oftentimes we see that AI should be regulated because apart from these benefits, there are certain challenges which AI poses. What is the first challenge? The first challenge is misinformation, right? So what does AI do? AI is propagating misinformation rapidly. It has become a tool to spread misinformation and disinformation, and which could violate the privacy of an individual. For example, let's say deepfakes. So, what are deepfakes? Deepfakes are manipulative media that can be formed with the help of machine learning and artificial intelligence. And such kind of manipulative media can tarnish the image of any individual, can violate its privacy, can this type of, so AI can be used to uh, used to used for financial crimes, right? And also it could be a threat to the security of any nations, right? So it it has become an important tool. It has become a tool to spread misinformation. So this is a concern regarding AI, right? Another thing is privacy. Regarding privacy, now see, as we saw that AI feeds on data, right? So a huge number of social media intermediaries or various sites are collecting our data, and our data profiling, our data are being profiled, right? And if these AI based systems, what they can do, this is a violation of privacy of an individual, right? So in that sense, they can take in information which a user has not authorized it to. Now, for the country like India, which does not have a strong data privacy rules. Now, if we talk about Europe, right? So, have you heard of huh, GDPR? Have you heard of GDPR? This is an important. This is General Data Protection Rule, and these rules have been launched by European Union. This is this they put some kind of regulation on the use of or on the extraction of data by artificial intelligence. This is to ensure the privacy of an individual. But in India, we see that privacy is fundamental right. Its right to privacy is recognized as a fundamental right as per Article 21 of Indian Constitution. But India does not have a data protection rule as of now, right? So this could be a significant threat to privacy of an individual. The second thing is that bias and discrimination, right? So with AI, now see, AI is trained on data. Now, if the first hand data which the AI is fed on, if the data is biased, then AI will propagate or perpetuate biases, right? And this can lead to discrimination. Now, how this biases or discrimination can happen? An example can be, say, for any job interview, right? For any job screening, if there is a biased data regarding racial discrimination, then if an AI is screening the resumes of some people, say in US, then it can give preference to white candidates over black candidates, right? And this can be some gender based or some religion based discrimination also, right? And how it promotes discrimination is that, say, if the health information of any individual is in public domain, and if AI systems have profiled it and they are making profiles out of it, then the insurance companies can discriminate an individual seeing his health history, right? The prices of premium can be more, or the banks cannot offer loan or financial services to that person based on his health history, right? So these are some kind of discrimination which can be perpetuated or propagated by AI, right? Okay. Other thing is with the black box approach of AI. This is one particular challenge regarding AI. Now see, if as AI is advancing, we talked about deep learning, right? So how it is functioning on complex neural networks. Now see, when AI is advancing, then the even the developers of the code, they don't know that how AI is coming to a particular prediction, right? How AI is coming to a particular result. So this causes opacity in how the AI systems work, right? So such kind of AI, such kind of AI software is against the transparency, the much needed transparency, right? And other thing is that the ethical considerations. There are enormous ethical considerations while using AI. Other apart from bias discrimination, now say there are autonomous weapon systems. If in case there is a casualty regarding a citizen, regarding the country's own citizen, then who is there to take responsibility for those deaths, right? So in that case, the there is there is an ethical concerns regarding who is to be held accountable in case of any issue due to the bias which has arisen due to the bias of AI, right? This is one thing. And other thing is the displacement of jobs. There are many sectors in the future with like say financial services, say some other services like IT sector, say even teaching sector, say low end manufacturing. These sectors can the employees of these sectors would be replaced by AI in say in near future, right? So this is an issue, job and displacement because of AI. And now because there is no global regulation on AI, then what would happen that there could be a race among various countries to, de- uh, to develop uh, to develop AI based systems, and they could compete with each other, and this could further lead to chaos and complication because of all these issues which may arise, right? So based on all this consideration, there is a need for regulation of AI, right? So what is the way forward in this regard? So as the first thing is to develop a regulatory framework, right? A regulatory framework for the regulation of AI, that is which can promote the responsible use of AI, but at the same end it can regulate it, right? So the best thing is for it collaborative approach, right? And sharing the best practices among countries. This is the first thing. The second thing is regarding the privacy, to ensure the privacy of any person, right? In that sense, there can be some rules in the country, like in India, like GDPR in Europe, right? Third thing is that the people who are displaced or who are going to be displaced by AI, there should be skill training for these people, right? The fourth thing is that say for the black box approach or for the opacity which is presently in the AI algorithm, there can be open source AI codes, right? That is the software code which are being used to build AI systems. These should be open source. Now, what is open source code? That is, these source code should be decentralized, right? That is, people across the globe can look into how these codes are being made and they can suggest changes. And this can track the development of AI and promote the responsible use of AI. Okay, so these are some of the way forward, and because we are lacking time, so you can see other way forward which is written in the PDF, right? Now, one important thing for this, in this end, there is European Union is coming with an act, right? So recently European Union has passed an act which is European Union Act on AI, right? So the formal voting for this act would be in January 2024, and this act for regulation of AI, this is the first global act for the regulation of AI, is expected to be implemented till the year 2025, right? And now, what are some initiatives which India has taken for it? Now, one such initiative is Global Partnership on AI. Now, what is Global Partnership on AI? This is a multi-stakeholder initiative which comprises of some countries, right? And which work towards promotion of responsible use of AI, right? Now, which who are the important members presently? Now, this initiative was formed in the year 2020, and India is a founding member of this initiative, right? Now, here we can see the list of presently 29 members of this initiative, important of which are highlighted here. Say we can find United States, United Kingdom. See, I've highlighted it, and even India. One important thing to note here is that some countries like Russia and China are not part of this global initiative on AI. Now, as the name implies, the thing is to develop responsible use of AI, right? That is to bridge the gap between on paper or theory, uh, to bridge the gap between in theory development of AI system and in practice development of AI system. That is, there should be congruence in both these things, right? For the development and deployment of responsible AI, right? So, for GPAI, there is an annual meeting for it, right? And recently, and the fourth annual meeting of GPAI was hosted by India, right? And in this meeting, a New Delhi Declaration of AI has been signed, right? Now, what does this AI? What are the important facts about this declaration? The important fact is that India particularly has said that, now see, AI systems, because of its important applications, we cannot outrightly regulate AI systems. So there should be some regulation on it, right? But not outright ban. In that sense, there should be some regulations or development of global framework, right? Global framework on AI regulations, which will for the innovative use of AI, right? And these should hold the democratic values and human rights, like it should foster innovation and promote trustworthy and responsible human centered use of AI, right? One thing was to promote the use of to promote the responsible use of AI, there should be a global regulation framework. This is first thing which was said. The second thing which was said was that in development of such regulatory framework, this development should be inclusive. That is, it should incorporate even the countries like lower or middle income countries or the countries of global south. Traditionally, the countries of global south, these are cornered when such technological advancement are made, right? So it should be inclusive, and for that there should be equitable access to global south also, right? So for that, there should be inclusive access to critical resources for AI innovation, that is, say, computing, diverse data set, source code, among other things, right? So this is the crux of New Delhi Declaration on AI, right? Now let's move on to our final article for the day. This is inspired by this news article which appeared on the page number 10 of Indian Express, right? Now, this news article is important. Now, this news article is regarding the development of tractors. Basically, it was regarding the development of tractors, which is an important machinery used in agricultural sector, right? That how development of tractors would boost rural economy. Now, this is a very narrow topic, but based on this topic, we have covered this news in detail to highlight the use of technology. That is technology for the aid of farmers, right? And this is your syllabus. This is mentioned in the syllabus of UPSC e-technology for the aid of farmers in GS paper 3 economy, right? Now let's see that why do we need mechanization of agriculture sector in the country. Based on this, let's understand. Say this is India. India has three important sectors, right? Agricultural sector, manufacturing sector, and services sector. If we talk about agricultural sector, it employs around 45% of population in India, but it contributes to only around 18% of Indian GDP, right? But still, agriculture and allied services provide livelihood, or they are the backbone of around 60% of Indian population. That is, there are huge dependent on agriculture sector for us. Now, what are the major issues of agricultural sector in India? Now, see, India, despite having a large geographical area under agricultural sector, what are the issues India is facing? The issues India is facing, the issue of agricultural productivity, right? That is the productivity of agriculture in India. Productivity means, say, we used inputs. What are the inputs for agriculture? The inputs are seeds. Inputs are fertilizers, right? Inputs are pesticides, right? So, compared to the use of inputs per unit land, per unit area, the output or the productivity, right, is less. Then, if it is the case, like it is the case in India, we can say the agricultural productivity of the country is less. But because we know we have a huge population, we have to feed a huge population, so we need agricultural productivity, right? Another thing which happens in agriculture sector is that the environmental consequences of agriculture. What is environmental consequence? Because we use huge amount of inputs, basically fertilizers and pesticides. So we have overuse of inputs, right? And because of which there is an exploitation of natural resources, say water, right? And other resources also, say the important constituents, say phosphates, nitrogens for making fertilizers and pesticides, right? So there is an overuse of resources. Soil is overused. Because of which, what happens? There is degradation of these resources, right? Say the soil is degraded, the water tables comes down, right? Also, the surrounding water bodies, they become polluted due to the indiscriminate use of fertilizers and pesticides. So these are some of the issues which presently agriculture sector is facing, right? Now, if we if we do enormous mechanization of agricultural sector, what would be the benefits? Now, first of all, let's understand what is mechanization. Mechanization means the use of machines. These machines can be small machines, such as say a spray pump for spraying fertilizers, right? That is also a machine. Say we are using drillers, say we are using tillers, say we are using tractors, right? Combines. Also, the use of technology. What is technology? Say there are sprinklers, okay, smart water, smart irrigation technologies, which are use of sprinklers, right? Say there is hydraulic fertilizer spraying machine. That is also a smart appliance. Also, if we come towards advanced technology, these can be the use of e-drones, as we discussed earlier also in the advancement of AI. So those things also we can use in agriculture. So that is in together, that all forms the use of machines or mechanization of agriculture sector. Okay, this is all what it comprises. Now let's see what are the benefits of it. See, the first benefit is efficient use of inputs. As we already saw that the inputs which are, say, water, soil, fertilizer, pesticides, they are indiscriminately used, right? And if we use machines, say sprinklers, right? So there would be efficient use of water. In the same way, there are other machines which will help in precision agriculture, right? This will save the resources input cost, and this will bring down the input cost, right? So as per Dalwai committee, Ashoka Dalwai committee, which was formed in the year 2016. So this was an important committee which was formed in the 2016 for the purpose of doubling the income of the farmers in the country, right? It said that by mechanization of agriculture, the input cost would come down, say around 20%, right? And the farmers income would increase to around 20 to 25%, right? So this was, and also the productivity will also increase by around, these all figures are around same, like say input cost will come down to this percent and farmers income will increase, right? And also the productivity will also increase. So this was one of the recommendations of Dalwai committee also. Another thing is that the labor cost will decrease. Okay, now there are some states in the country, say Punjab, where there is shortage of agricultural laborers. So most of the laborers in Punjab come from the neighboring states, right? And so first thing is the dependency of labor would decrease. Other thing is the cost of labor will also decrease by deploying more machines. The third thing is that the land productivity will increase because of judicial or efficient use of inputs. The land productivity will increase further with the help of machines. The land which is fallow means uncultivated for a long time, in that kind of land also we can deploy machine for increasing productivity or for bringing it under agriculture, right? And the fourth thing is that it will offer some social benefits. Now what are these social benefits? These social benefits could be for women. Now see, with increasing feminization of agriculture, but feminization of women labor, not women, there is two things, that women, they are forming a large chunk of labors, but they don't have land under their name, right? So there is a vast feminization of women labor, right? So if there is the use of machines, then women can get more time for themselves, right? Apart from domestic chores and labor, women can get more time for themselves if machines are used. Other thing is youth. If machines are used, right, then, or with advancement in agriculture using e-technology, then youth will be motivated to seek employment in the agricultural sector, right? It can provide employment opportunities and employment opportunities in commercial agriculture, right? So these are some of the benefits of mechanization. So let's see what is the way forward in this regard. Okay, so let's see what are the challenges in this regard. So why is it, if these are the benefits, why are certain challenges in it? The first thing is a small land holding in India. So as per the agricultural census of the year 2015-2016, majority of the farmers in India, the average land holding size in the country is less than 1.08 hectares, which was more than 2 hectares back in 1970s. So there is small and fragmented land in the country, right? So deployment of machines is not possible in such fragmented land holdings, right? The other thing is, sorry, the other thing is high procurement cost, right? So what happens that the initial cost of procurement of machines, or the initial cost of purchasing machines is way higher than the cost of traditional labor, right? So because of which farmers are hesitant to buy machines, right? And one another thing is that, since the agricultural sector is volat- volatile, right? Means it is subjected to market fluctuations, right? Sometimes the price of crops are high, sometimes low. So there is enormous volatility in agricultural sector, and based on which the farmers are demotivated. Other thing is cumbersome credit procedure. The process to take loan for purchasing farm machines is way complicated as compared to take loan for inputs. So there is a scheme by the government which is Kisan Credit Card, right? So under this scheme, this provides meager or small amount of loan to the farmers to buy inputs for agriculture, right? So, so taking loans for buying inputs is way easier in the country than taking loans to buy machines, right? So this is one of the factor which deters farmers, right? Another thing is awareness. The awareness in the farmers, now see, there is low. Now see, there is a scheme in India which is submission on agricultural mechanization, and this scheme was launched by the government in the year 2014. Now what does this scheme does? It provides around 50 to 80% subsidies to the farmers, right? This subsidies can be used to buy any machinery or any agricultural machine, right? Input. But the farmers have low awareness regarding that there is such kind of scheme. So this is also one of the reason. Second is they are reluctant, obviously. And the third thing, and the final thing is that dependent population. Still, agriculture is a household profession for many in the country, that in the agricultural sector they employ household labor, right? So for them, because due to lack of other employment opportunities, there is presence of household labor. So if they deploy machine, there is a loss for employment opportunities for these people, right? So these are the reasons, these are the challenges in mechanization of farm sector. So what is the way forward in this regard? The first thing is there's the mechanism to avail credit for machine should be smooth, right? It should become easier to take loans, and that loans for buying machine should be long term as compared to short term loans which are presently for buying agricultural inputs. So as machines, as the deployment of machine in the agricultural field may give result after some years, right? So there should be a facility to provide long term easier availability of loans, right, with less documentation. This is one thing. The second thing is that there should be aggregates of technology. This is known as Uberization. Now, what is Uberization? Now, see, for example, we have Ubers, right? The drivers who are driving Ubers, they are pooling cars. So, there is a pool of cars based on which drivers are employed. In the same way, there should be a pool of e-farm machineries in the proximity of agricultural areas, right? Say at the village level or at the level of few villages, right? So there should be aggregation of technology, and these farmers should be able to rent these technologies from these aggregations, right? Now since farmers do not have to buy it, they will rent it. So in that sense, they can meaningfully employ these machines and increase their productivity as well as their income. Other thing is service of okay, regarding the servicing of machines. Now oftentimes what happens that the machines, farmers take these machines, but the service facilities for these machines are not present in the proximity of these farmers. So this is also one of the challenge, when why they don't prefer buying machines. And final thing is awareness building in farmers. So we know that annually or occasionally, periodically in the country, there are various organizations of there is India organizes various Kisan Melas, right? So in these Kisan Melas, there should be display of various high-end and affordable technology solutions for the farmers, which are being made by the agricultural universities or by other startups in the country, right? That is, there should be low-cost, innovative farm machines, and its display should be done in the Kisan Melas, right, or other fest. And this could motivate the farmers to buy these machineries. So this is all about mechanization of farm sector, right? So if you have any doubt, you can type in the comment section, and if you like our video, you can give a thumbs up, and you can comment what do you feel about this video, and you can subscribe to our channel. And now before ending this discussion, there is an important announcement. On Monday, which is 18 December 2023, Gaurav sir is going to take a comprehensive coverage on COP28, Conference of Parties 28, right? He will cover the important nuances of COP. So the video would be live at 3 p.m. on Monday, right? DNS would be live at 6 p.m., but that video would be live at 3 p.m. on Monday. So you can see that video, right? So that's all for today. Thank you.